Distracted driving leads to hundreds of thousands of injuries and thousands of deaths each year. As Bucks County's only trauma center, St. Mary sees the heartbreaking results every day. Now, during National Trauma Awareness Month, St. Mary Medical Center urges you to avoid texting, calling on cell phones, eating, reading, writing, putting on makeup, or doing anything else that may distract you while driving. Instead, decide to drive and arrive alive.
John Brazier asking you to join Ricky Batalico and me for the Gwynn and Mercy College Baseball Insider Show, following Phillies baseball every Sunday right here on 1490 WBCB.
Furry, slimy, and scaly, we've got them all. Ask the Vet with Dr. Shirley Jeffers of Pet's Best Friend Animal Hospital every Thursday at 9:30 on 1490 WBCB.
Play Cash In, the new instant game from the Pennsylvania Lottery with 15 top prizes of $30,000. Pick up the game and play today. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day. Must be 18 years or older to play. Please play responsibly. The Pennsylvania Lottery contributed more than $4.4 million last year to subsidize the shared ride and free transit program in Bucks County for the benefit of older Pennsylvanians. Pro Wrestling Weekly presents Today in Wrestling History, July 21. On this date in 1996, WWE held its In Your House International Incident pay-per-view. In the main event, Owen Hart, the British Bulldog, and Vader defeated Ahmed Johnson, Shawn Michaels, and Psycho Sid in a six-man tag team match. On this date in 2004, TNA held its weekly pay-per-view number 103. In the main event, Andy Douglas and Chase Stevens defeated Chris Harris and James Storm in a tag team steel cage match to retain the NWA Tag Team Championship. On this date in 2002, WWE held its Vengeance pay-per-view. In the main event, The Rock defeated Kurt Angle and The Undertaker in a triple threat match to win the undisputed WWE Championship. This has been Today in Wrestling History, July 21.
You are listening to Pro Wrestling Weekly with Ferran Derry.
Welcome back to Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com, where we're looking forward to Raw episode 1000 this Monday, and WWE issued an official press release for this Monday's Raw 1000. WWE Wednesday announced the details of Monday Night Raw's historic 1000th episode this Monday, when the longest-running weekly television show in U.S. history moves to a 3-hour format with a new start time of 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central on USA Network. Raw has aired more original episodes than some of the most popular television series of all time, including The Simpsons, Gunsmoke, Lassie, and Monday Night Football. All right, so Monday Night Football is a weekly episode, but they only, have 4 months out of the year. All right, whatever. A little more than 1 week after he won his first Money in the Bank ladder match for a WWE Championship contract, WWE superstar John Cena will cash in live on Raw's 1000th episode against WWE Champion CM Punk in the main event. That's right, we didn't even get the chance to talk about that. John Cena has already elected to cash in his Money in the Bank contract for this Monday, as opposed to being an opportunist and waiting until the champion's down, just adding to the heroicism that is John Cena. Raw's 1000th episode will showcase the most memorable moments from the past 2 decades and celebrate the unmatched staying power of Monday Night Raw, starting at 8/7 Central, with a reunion of WWE superstars Triple H and Shawn Michaels of Degeneration X, the anti-establishment group which revolutionized sports entertainment. In addition, some of the most iconic WWE superstars that made Raw an extraordinary success, including Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Bret Hart, and Mick Foley, will make special appearances. This episode also marks the return of Brock Lesnar, who will make his first live appearance in nearly 3 months and will respond directly to Triple H's challenge for a match at SummerSlam. Also, WWE superstar Daniel Bryan may have lost to WWE Champion CM Punk at Money in the Bank with AJ as the special guest referee, but that didn't deter him from expressing his love for the unpredictable WWE diva. The two will celebrate their tumultuous love affair on Raw's 1000th episode with a wedding. The 1000th episode of Monday Night Raw will also look toward the future as the count towards another 1000 episodes begins. The show ushers in a new era of interactive programming. It's probably international too, but a new era of interactive programming where viewers will become part of the action by using social media platforms like Tout, Twitter, Shazam, Instagram, and Facebook to have a voice in the show and control outcomes live. The best fan touts, tweets, photos, and comments will be featured during the telecasts on WWE.com, at live events, and on social media, reaching WWE's more than 100 million social media followers. On July 23rd at 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central, WWE will host a special Monday Night Raw pre-show that will stream live on WWE.com and WWE's official YouTube channel, Fan Nation, and that's at youtube.com/WWE Fan Nation. So there you have it, a bunch of stuff lined up for this Monday's Raw. CM Punk against John Cena for the WWE title, appearances by Triple H, Shawn Michaels, The Rock, Bret Hart, Mick Foley. Those are just the advertised ones. I'm sure there are going to be a bunch of unadvertised ones as well. Brock Lesnar responding to Triple H's challenge for a match at SummerSlam, and the Daniel Bryan AJ wedding. All that for 3 hours this coming Monday. But I guess the question is, where do we go? You know, they have all this jam-packed for episode 1,000. What about episode 1,001, 1,002, et cetera, et cetera? They've, hopefully it's, where do they go from there, I guess is the question. And they kind of keep him from getting lost in the shuffle, of course, this past Monday and Tuesday. Rey Mysterio making his comeback after the knee surgery and suspension for violating the wellness policy. Also, I think for episode 1001, that's kind of rumored to be the return date for Randy Orton following his suspension. So there's a lot certainly going on over the course of the next couple of weeks. Some other news and notes. Well, CM Punk took to Twitter this past Monday with the goal of getting Jim Ross to call his Raw 1000 match with John Cena. He tweeted, Ross should call the title match next week on the Raw 1000 show. John Cena, let's make it happen. No word on whether that is actually going to happen. Speaking of Cena, though, a little bit of good news that he can breathe a sigh of relief. TMZ is reporting that John Cena and now ex-wife Elizabeth Huberdeau have come to a confidential settlement. Huberdeau's attorney, Raymond Refoul, told TMZ all matters in the divorce have been settled and resolved amicably, which is good because a lot of people were expecting a Hulk and Linda Hogan-esque divorce proceedings, and thankfully it didn't get that far. But speaking of the Hulkster, he underwent surgery this past Wednesday to remove bone spurs from his hip and knee, according to the video he tweeted out that morning. The Mouth of the South Jimmy Hart was also in the video, which appears to have been filmed by Hogan's son Nick. And Hogan said that Nurse Jimmy, not to be confused with Little Jimmy, was doing a good job of taking care of him. Also, Kurt Angle, well, he decided not to wait until Raw. He didn't want to be upstaged, so he decided to tie the knot yesterday. He announced on Twitter that he's getting married. God bless the victims and families in the Colorado incident, Angle wrote. Today, when I get married, you will all be in my prayers. Angle is referring to that horrific shooting incident that occurred during a midnight showing of The Dark Knight Rises in Aurora, Colorado, early yesterday morning. Also, is Matt Morgan heading back to WWE or is just playing name games? Morgan has dropped the TNA portion of his Twitter handle. He was previously listed as @TNA Matt Morgan, but he has now changed his name to @BP Matt Morgan. BP, I believe, standing for Blueprint. Also, Dixie Carter announcing via Twitter that the company has signed Austin Aries to a long-term contract. Terms of the deal were not disclosed. And in other TNA news, Eric Young announced on Twitter that his Discovery Channel show, Off the Hook, will get a sneak peek premiere on Monday, July 30th. The actual premiere date will take place on August 5th on Animal Planet. So kudos to Eric Young, getting himself a TV show there. Also, TNA announcing the signing of Chavo Guerrero Jr. to a contract. The former WWE Tag Team Champion will debut this Thursday on the July 26th edition of Impact. And finally, WWE wrestler Evan Bourne noted that he was visiting his surgeon again earlier this week. Quote, the foot is healing properly, and I'm scheduled for another month of physical therapy at 3 sessions a week. With that good news in mind, I'm still very disappointed I can't be in St. Louis for Raw 1000, but I'll keep working until I'm back on Raw. Bourne, of course, messing up his foot in a car accident back in March. He noted that the foot was broken in 4 spots and dislocated in 5. The past 8 months have not exactly been good to Bourne, as he not only had that auto accident back in March, but 2 suspensions for failing WWE-issued wellness drug tests going back to November 1st. So hopefully Bourne can get it all turned around, because if he doesn't, he'll be hearing those infamous words from Vince McMahon, "You're fired." And, yeah, that's certainly not a good thing, whether it's on camera or off camera, to say the least. Anyway, that's going to just about do it for me. Coming up next week, of course, is the special birthday bash, a birthday edition, as yours truly will be turning, okay, I won't mention the year, but, yes, I'll be working on my birthday, and we'll have a couple of guests here, either on the phone, in studio. Have a little birthday party here. Of course, Wild Bill Melody, producer, he's always here and greatly appreciate his efforts. We'll have RC from Completely Damaged, I believe, set to be here in studio. Former co-host Richie, he'll be chiming in either via the phone or hopefully in studio, but I think he has a wedding he said he had to go to that day. No word on whether it's somebody in wrestling or not. I didn't get the chance to ask him necessarily about that. That's going to do it for me. Stay tuned. Bill Melody up next with an abbreviated version of the Country Music Hall. He'll take you until 3:35. And then we've got Phillies baseball, the Phillies and the San Francisco Giants here on 1490 WBCB.
1490 WBCB, Levittown, Fairless Hills, Trenton.